Like it says on the screen right now, because we love good query, but we're going to be talking with our engineering and product side. So for all the people that we have, they're going to be panelists for the AMA. The question is, can you talk about data governance, especially user entitlements to specific data elements and objects within your organizations? How's it implemented? And how's Hasura helping you to manage the same things? So I think the question here, Rahul, maybe would probably be best for you. If you want to jump in, talk a little bit about permissions in particular.
So authorization has always been front and center for us when we think of the product. Many V2 users love the authorization framework which we have. And in V3, we are bringing in a new entitlements framework, and Abhinav can provide more details into what we are thinking and what's up for um, releases in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, I can chat a little bit about that. So, the way permissions work in Hasura in general is that, like so what Hasura V2 has is like RPAC, where you define certain roles in your system, and for each role you can define what part of the subgraph they have access to, if there is a model or a table with specific rows you have access to, and so on. What we are doing in V3 is basically expanding that to a general authorization rule-based system. So what you can decide, what you can do is like define authorization rules, is that if some condition is met, then allow access to these particular parts of your subgraph or these particular objects in your domain. Or if this condition is met, then deny access to some parts of the object or deny access to some part of the subgraph. And uh, these conditions can like use anything in your session variables and your claims. So one way to like hook up any external entitlement system that you already have in place would be to just inject that context into the session and use it from there. We are also like looking into being able to call out to like external like policy systems like OPA, where if you have an existing OPA system which contains some like entitlements already, you can basically wire it up with Hasura and say that, okay, if this incoming request has this entitlement where they have access to objects A, B, and C, then like allow this inside my Hasura system. So yeah, that's just
Speaking in particular about the concept of like greenfield applications. So from the sort of perspective and writing things in the metadata, the LSP authoring experience is so nice in that those guardrails are there for you. It lets you know what you can and cannot do, how to scaffold your metadata. So it's a very nice experience I found in trying to do authorization within Hasura itself. But yeah. Right. Shifting gears here, we have another question that's talking about running GraphQL engine and the viability of running it on your own hardware. So the question is just essentially what resources are available, like Docker images and any kind of documentation. And we got a shout out that they appreciate all that we do. That's awesome. I'm going to make a guess here just based on what Akshay has shared that we're going to have a repository as a demo coming out very soon along with documentation. Rahul, would you be able to say any more than that about how somebody can get up and running with OSS with V3?
Yes, so first of all, everything you saw today, the engine, the connectors, everything is open source. In fact, we're doubling down into our open source story in V3 with the entire connector ecosystem being open sourced, and with Akshay's demo and resources being on a share going forward. You'll be able to host V3 engine and do local testing and all this cool stuff we want to do on our local machines. However, we just do also want to mention the fact that let's decouple open sourceness with local development, I would say, because as much as you want to run these resources on your own hardware, try Hasura Cloud out with the new pricing. With the same experience, you should be able to um, do without the hassle of hosting things yourself. But we will have options for local development, as Akshay mentioned, coming forward.
Any other questions from you folks over here?
Yeah, TypeScript connector is type cloud. In fact, the demo which I presented, it was all the functions were hosted on cloud, and it will have both local and cloud options and all other. So manually, yes, you should be able to host those functions on Hasura Cloud.
One more question came through, so we'll just go ahead and do it without the classroom here. Is there a good write-up on what's open source, cloud only, and available with self-hosted? So Rahul, again, kind of the question about what is open source, what is not open source. Could you help clarify that, please?
All of this information will be available on the docs and FAQ section. If it's not already there, we'll augment that in the coming days. When it comes to open source, the V3 engine runtime and all connectors are open source, which means you can go through the code. We are guests to contribute to these projects as well. In fact, we have database vendors out there using our connector specification and building connectors themselves and contributing to the ecosystem. So the core aspects of the data execution layer are open source and self-hostable, and you can run an end-to-end lifecycle with them. But when it comes to all the CI/CD collaboration features, the awesome portal which we saw, when we get into the collaboration and more going to production kind of scenarios, that is where we get into the cloud features slowly and gradually with the console and with some of the CLI features and things like that. So hope that kind of answers that question. If not, let us know what clarifications you need. We might do a better job in providing documentation on this going forward.
Yeah, just on that note, right, we have a feedback component on all the documentation pages, folks, and we do read every single one of those. I promise as they come through, we get a Slack notification about it. So if you have something on the FAQ that's unclear, let us know, and we will absolutely pick that up as quick as we can. Wanted to throw some resources your way. We want you to try DDN. We want to get your feedback about it as well. But you can see the first link we have there, console.hasura.io. Go give it a run. Go give it a try. Go use the documentation, and please let me know if it's not up to par and doesn't help you get started quickly with the project. But hopefully it helps you see all the cool things that you can do. And yeah, we'd love your feedback. If you have any questions, hit us up on Discord. And like we said earlier, we have every Tuesday office hours. We'll send some more information out about that. We'd love to see you there for conversations as well. Tanmay, thank you so much for your time today.
And looking forward to some of the questions that come in. Thank you, folks, for joining us. It's been, we still have a bunch of stuff in progress as we land GA. So some of the docs and developer experience kind of commands are coming through, and migration tooling, etc., that's coming through as well. But super excited about everything that's coming and looking forward to as much input that you can give us over the next few days and weeks to shape and hammer out the final look of DDN, especially if you're thinking about Hasura in kind of a platform way. You're thinking about next level composability features and those requirements that you have. Share it all with us and pay us to get the best experience that you want, and all of that will get hammered in. So thanks so much, folks, and I'll be on as well answering some questions.
All right, thanks so much.